Do you wish that men would approach you more?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. I like being approached because it shows that they're taking initiative, and I like that attitude.
Did your boyfriend approach you? How did you get?
No, I actually approached him.
Yes, I feel like now it's a lot of like men are more I don't want to say timid, but like a little more timid and shy.
Oh, yeah, I agree too. I wish they approached us more because I feel like nowadays it's honestly really hard to meet people too. Meeting people is like through apps now, like to join Facebook groups, dating apps. I wish it was like more like whenever everyone just like would approach each other and talk.
Where would a guy approach you that you would feel most comfortable?
I was putting myself in areas where I thought I would find like-minded people. So like walking on the trail here, coffee shops, bars that I like.
Probably on the trail. I think gym too, if it's a little bit more conversational.
Never compete for a woman. If you feel like you gotta compete, you already lost. Listen, when a woman really wants you, it's not confusing. There's no line up, no try harder, no trying to text better than the next guy. The second you start performing just to get her attention, you lose your power without even realizing it. High-value men don't compete like that. They choose. And funny enough, they usually get chosen too. If you want the full guide on 10 rules men should never break, the link is in the captions down below or the link in my bio. Tell me what you think in the comments.
I fell in love with somebody who doesn't even know my name, no. And I know.
Can we just take a moment to imagine if a man was recording a woman exactly like this? It's unprovoked, it's unnecessary, and he would be labeled a predator or a creep, or the questions would start as to how many videos he has in his phone and how young the girls are. But when women do this, it's perfectly natural or normal. Like, what was the expected outcome anyway? This person could be totally unhealthy, unhinged, but you want to find this random man. But not only that, so many women love to preach how dangerous men are, how creepy men are, how women are in fear of their lives just because they walk down the street. This man is running and y'all are videoing him like it's warranted. If you were doing the same thing walking down the street and a man was recording you because maybe you're looking exactly like that and showing a lot of cleavage, is it not the same thing? It's a perfect example of how being creepy is only considered creepy if the person is unattractive. The only reason that this is socially accepted and women have been stitching looking for this guy is because he's attractive. If he was not attractive and being recorded, then it would be considered creepy. Okay, bye.
They're not all 304s, guys. There are girls who don't engage in that kind of behavior, who don't have social media accounts, who don't party and drink every weekend, who don't sleep around like that. But they are incredibly hard to find because they don't do the things that most people do. They end up going to farmers markets. They go to libraries or small bookstores. They read. There are a lot of women who do that. They are not the ones who get all the attention. They're the ones you pass up, the ones who cover up. Those girls are hard to run into because they're oftentimes introverted and alone. It's work to find them. Dating apps kind of help with this because everyone is looking for companionship. These women will go on there sometimes, but then they'll delete the app soon enough. If you're one of those girls, if you want to be found, you got to be in the game. If you're not in the game, you're automatically losing. There's no way around it. Otherwise, you just get a dog and die alone.
What high-value men secretly want in a partner. It's not your boobs, it's not your looks, it's not playing hard to get, it's not your job, it's not none of that stuff. A lot of women have the misconception that high-value men are looking for a Barbie doll, or the perfect woman, or eye candy, or a trophy wife, and it couldn't be further from the truth. High-value men are looking for an emotional connection, just like you are. They're looking for peace and no drama in their love life. Think about it from your perspective. You have a great life. You have a good job. You have a good group of friends. You travel. You do what you want. So did they. So why would they invite drama into their life? They don't want that. If a high-value man is going to fall in love with you and want you in his life, he wants you to bring something to the equation, just like you want him to bring something to the equation. And you both should. Here's how you can stand out. Focus on building an emotional connection. Ask deep, interesting questions. Show genuine interest. And don't be afraid to show your emotions. A high value man is looking for somebody that he can confide in, that confides in him, that you share a deeper connection. So essentially, think about what you would look for, and that's pretty much the same thing that a high value man is looking for. If you want more tips on how to attract a high value man, remember to follow on Instagram and YouTube, Authentic Attraction Academy, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, so one thing that I don't understand about a lot of chicks my age and like just in general, like this generation is like, what is every woman's obsession with trying to be this it girl and like come up off a dude and like, you know, get chose by a rich man? Because I'm not even trying to say this to be a hater, but it's like every single last chick, like not all of them, but the majority of these chicks who have lived this type of lifestyle, have been embarrassed, have been cheated on, have been played. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've all endured the same type of mistreatment. Regardless how good they body look, regardless how good they can dress, they've all experienced the same type of toxicity in a relationship. So why don't y'all go find a different type of dude to date other than a rapper and a scammer and a D-boy and these types of guys? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different paths to take other than trying to come up off somebody. And it's other dudes out here with money other than rappers and scammers and these types of guys. It's like y'all women problem out here is that y'all don't know how to be your own person and get on your own path. Like, y'all keep on lining up to get mistreated, thinking y'all doing something. Like, it doesn't play out differently for nobody. Like,
if you're a woman and you're dating, turn down men who don't take care of their children. As a divorce lawyer, I can tell you this. If he doesn't pay child support for the children he already has, he is showing you exactly how he would treat any future family with you. Believe him. A man who neglects his children isn't just failing as a father, he's failing as a man. Because fatherhood is not optional, it's not seasonal. Taking care of your children is the bare minimum and not a gold star. I've seen women ignore this red flag because a man tells them, my ex is crazy, or she's keeping the children from me. But let me translate that for you. Excuses. Because even if a relationship ends badly, the children didn't ask for that. They still need stability, love, and financial support. And if he won't step up for them, what makes you think he'll step up for you? I've seen men walk into court and fight harder to avoid paying child support than they ever fought to keep their marriage alive. I've seen them buy new cars, take new girlfriends on trips, and still claim they can't afford their children's braces. That's not broke, that's selfish. When you date a man like that, you're not special. You're just next. And if he can abandon the children who share his blood, he can abandon you too. The clearest sign of a man's integrity is how he treats the people he no longer has to impress. And if he can neglect his own children, what he's really showing you is that responsibility is beneath him. Turn down men who don't take care of their children. Don't make excuses for him. Don't romanticize this idea that you'll be different. Because if he can sleep at night knowing his children are going without, that's not a man you build a life with. That's a man you run from.
Stay-at-home wives, when these guys go looking for wives at 35 years old, they're not looking for 30-year-old women. They're looking for women at least 10 years younger than them. Somebody who does not have all the emotional baggage, just doesn't have all the, call it mileage, just call it years. They don't have all that. Looking for somebody who is younger, less experienced, and somebody who can follow a lot better. That's what these guys are looking for. So when a man hits that kind of income, $120,000 or something, he's about 30 years old. So the questions really start to come here's the question. What if you're a woman 30 to 35 years old? Do you really have a plethora of options out there?
Hot take, I do think body count matters for both men and women. And now, before everybody comes for me, I'm saying this simply based on the belief that the more frequently you engage in casual, meaningless intimacy with a lot of different people, naturally the less value it will hold for you. And I think that it makes it harder for you to then find and build long-lasting intimacy and love with one person. Assuming that's what you want, because that's what I want, and that's what a lot of people do want. They want long-lasting, healthy, faithful love. But if you don't want that, that's cool. Someone that demonstrates self-control and discipline when it comes to who they choose to engage in intimacy with is a green flag. Personally, I think there are so many reasons why you should be highly selective about who you choose to engage in intimacy with, and I've always felt like that, but to each their own.
Should a guy cash app his crush money to get their attention? Absolutely.
Why?
It shows me that you're serious. Like, even if it's just like $60 for breakfast, you're definitely gonna get my attention way faster and get me more interest.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No nigga should ever cash app a female anything. It's a disgrace. A dude that is gonna cash app a female money that didn't earn it, one, she wouldn't respect him because she didn't earn it. Two, he enters the customer frame. When he enters that customer frame, she could never look at you anything different but a customer. Maybe you could possibly get some puss. And what type of puss would it be? It wouldn't be genuine desire. It'd be some type puss because you pretty much paid for it.
And, you know, these modern women, I'm actually surprised. It seems like, you know, they say so much stupid stuff that when they get something right, you're like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I think she was talking about, you know, don't get with a guy who doesn't take care of his children, doesn't pay child support. But even in that, I think you have to start asking questions about why is he not paying child support? Because you have a lot of these women out here that in some way, some form of fashion, they get out here and they're actually lying is what they're doing. They're not being truthful. There's a, well, he don't want to pay this. No, what I don't want to do is I don't want to get out here. First of all, you don't let me see my kids. That's first and foremost. Second of all, you keep on trying every single time. I might be working overtime. There was a situation where a man was working overtime and he was trying to work overtime. He was trying to work overtime so he could catch up on child support. But she took him back to court and the stupid idiot judge, well, you know, it's a dumb law is what it is. But I think as a judge, you should be able to say, okay, if he's working overtime in order to pay his bills, like it's overtime. He shouldn't be working at all, but he's doing it in order to catch up on his bills. Oh, well, this. Oh, well, you know, if you continue to work overtime for 18 years, then, you know, that's a part of your regular salary. No, it's overtime. So this is what I'm working in order to establish, okay, this is the baseline. So you're going to get the full part of my paycheck and I'm paying child support. Now, what I'm going to be doing with the overtime is trying to pay back debt or buy a house. So when you come over where I am, you have a place to stay. You have nice things. That's me working overtime for Christmas or your birthdays or your college fund. If you're siphoning, which the modern woman will do, if you're siphoning that money from me right now, then I'm not going to be able to help you in the future. So I guess it's up to you or your mother at this point in time, what she wants to do. I can't do both. And that's what modern women don't understand. So I think if he's not paying child support, you need to start asking questions versus once again thinking he's the bad guy.
Answer this. I had one of my friends was telling me that he was dating a white woman.
Okay.
And he said that everywhere that he would go, he would get dirty stares from the black women. Right? So he said this one particular time he went to a restaurant and he got up. No, the lady, the white woman that he was dating, she got up and she went to the bathroom.
Okay.
He said these two black women literally walked over to him and said, "What you doing?"
Are you serious?
Dead serious. They asked him what he was doing. They asked him why is he dating a white woman.
So that,
you know how crazy that is. So what would you call that? What do you call that? Tell me, bro.
That's called our black women are feeling like we not enough, and don't let him be attractive.
Okay.
If he's attractive, they gonna really feel a certain type of way. Like, psst, what's up with us? Like, for real?
But my question: are they being racist?
Toughest part about being this single, strong, independent friend with really high standards that's emotionally unavailable but is at the same time emotionally intelligent and self-aware and resilient is that deep down you walk this line of like, wait, I crave intimacy, I crave connection, and I do want to be in a relationship, but then I also push away and I self-sabotage whenever somebody gets close, because you're probably that girl with a niche obsession with psychology, right? Like, you know your attachment, you know you're probably a dismissive, avoidant, maybe a fearful avoidant, you know you're probably an Enneagram 8 or an Enneagram 4, and you recognize that you've prioritized partners in the past, and when you're in a relationship, once you fall in love, it's really hard for you to know when to walk away and to want to let that person go. And so instead of getting yourself into a situation again where you don't trust yourself, you'd rather focus on things that are more logical, like your career and your friends. And you're just like, well, who can put to words what's going on in my avoidant attachment brain and soundtrack my life? Because I'm like a walking contradiction, and I'm here to say, hi, my name is Savannah Lee. I make music for you. I'm an Enneagram. I'm an avoidant attachment. And I have a 4-song EP out now called For Your Entertainment, and also a new song out now called Past You. And so if you relate to anything I just said, this video was meant to find you.
Accountability is kryptonite for women. Harsh? Maybe, but look around. The excuses are endless. I was drunk. He lied to me. It's not my fault. I'm just the victim. Sound familiar? Here's the problem. When things go wrong, instead of owning the choice, there's always a story that shifts the blame on somebody else. She cheats and says, well, he wasn't giving me the attention. She lies and says, I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. She blows up a relationship and says, he made me do it. But here's the truth. Those aren't reasons, they are excuses. When men mess up, society rarely lets them off the hook, but women, shoot, too often they play the victim card. And here's the danger about that. If you never own your actions, you never evolve. Accountability isn't punishment, it is your power. Without it, your growth dies. Excuses feel safe, sure. They protect your ego in the moment, but tomorrow, they destroy trust, respect, and even your self-worth. It's not the mistake that ruins the lives. It's the refusal to admit, yeah, I chose that. I'm in the wrong. I'm sorry. Without that honesty, the same mistakes keep repeating. So here's the challenge. The next time you screw up, don't play the victim. Don't reach for the excuse. Try hard not to. Try and say the 2 hardest words on earth. I'm sorry and I'm wrong. Because until accountability becomes your superpower, it will always remain your kryptonite. You agree? Or am I completely wrong? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it.
Start ignoring these females, bro. They are always on. Do not play into their games. I met this girl one day. She said she likes Hispanic food. I said, okay, cool. We're getting Hispanic food on our first date then. She says, is this you asking me? I said, yeah, I'm asking you out. Are you free next week? She says, maybe. Maybe with no follow-up means no. I took it as a no. See you later. All good. Just let me know if you change your mind. Okay, cool. I'm working next week, so I really don't know. Again, I'm not here for that shit. I'm not chasing. I'm not playing no games with you. I like the message and I move on with my day. 8 hours later, she texts me, what you doing? Bro, it is that simple. It is that simple. At 8:30 p.m., 8 hours later, now she wants to do some shit. Now she wants to go on timing. Guys, ignore these women, bro, because when you chase, you look like a loser. It's pathetic. It's sad. Don't play into these games. Just ignore them.
So this is why independent women no longer want to date men.
This is one reason why a strong, independent woman may not be attracted to you as a man. And it's because of this. Your life, what you have to offer, which the experience is what she's going to have with you, needs to be greater than what she's experiencing already as a single, independent, strong, happy woman. Do you get that? So if you are less happier than her and you have not worked on yourself and you are going to say drag her down, or she feels like she's going to become your mother, she's not going to want to join you on that relationship journey.
To what point does this Shira 7 boss girl mentality, man eater type of thing just become begging? Because I feel like we're at a tipping point here where it is becoming extremely obvious that a lot of girls in the dating pool, you guys just don't got your bag up. Like, expecting a man to fund everything in your life in order to have a shot with you, and you're asking a man for money for like everything. Maybe you just don't got it for yourself. Like, it's like a different thing if he offers, like, wow. So, you know, I'm sure anyone would appreciate it. But to have it as a set condition, like, I don't understand. Is this like rent a girlfriend? Like, he gotta buy you? Your wallet just must be full of flies. Like, I'm not saying we should be ashamed to be broke, but like, let's call it as it is. It seems like begging. You know, call me crazy, but I just don't think money should be at the center of a romantic relationship. Obviously, this is like a different story if it's like, oh, you know, like if I ask and he doesn't for like something like small emergency or I don't know. Obviously there's context. Obviously there's problems if he does blah, blah, blah. But this new generation of thinking where like a man gotta do this financially for me to have a shot, is it really like girl power, or is it like they're low-key just a beggar?
A lot of women look for the man that chases them
because she wants to pick out the man that's most interested in her. The problem with that is that makes you easy to manipulate, because all a man has to do is basically love bomb you, and you're gonna fall for him real quick, and then he can get whatever he wants out of you and eventually just get rid of you. Just because a man isn't putting as much effort as maybe some of the other men in your life doesn't mean they like you less, doesn't mean they don't want a long-term relationship, and doesn't mean you guys aren't compatible. A lot of great men out there will want to respect your boundaries and make sure you feel comfortable at all times. So they may hold back a little bit of that effort until they see you matching it, because not only do they respect themselves, but they respect you as well.
The hidden signs, she wants you to talk to her. Most guys miss these signs completely, then wonder why they never get any dates. But that won't happen to you after this video. And if you're ready to outcompete 99% of men out there, hit the follow button for more tips like this. Okay, sign number 1, the double take. It looks something like this. Playing with her hair while looking your way. Accidental eye contact. Last but not least, the proximity signal. I've taught thousands of men to read these signals and more. My students never miss an opportunity now. Comment signals to get my when to approach comprehensive guide.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. Every time I look up, I see something about men ain't approaching no more, you know what I'm saying, dating sucks and blah, blah, blah. And honestly, my wallet loves this. But I got more money than I never had, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Keep this rolling, my boy. And I'm at peace. I got more money, my peace of mind back, do what the fuck I wanna do, when I wanna do it, whenever I want to. I ain't gonna lie. It's the life.
Women rate 83% of men as unattractive. In college, they're all competing for a tiny number of guys, so the vast majority of men get very little action. I've been dry for 7 months. 7! I can't even remember the last time, and I've never used it. Meanwhile, a handful of guys have way more women than they can handle. That's why they turn into jerks. There's a low supply of those alpha types that women like, and there's a whole lot of demand. These guys learn how to be with one girl, and then another, and another, and the women end up feeling used. Now, a lot of those women actually do want a real relationship. They do want a family. And that's when things start to balance out. Because those guys at the bottom, the ones who never get picked, are willing to offer that kind of commitment. Without saying it outright, they're basically like, look, I might not be as hot as the quarterback, but at least you won't have to share me. If you choose me, I'll only have eyes for you. I'll work for you and for our future family. Let's make a deal and be exclusive. That's a pretty tempting offer for her. And this beautiful woman at the top, if she's smart and really wants a family, she tells.
If she says the past is the past, you're cooked. If she sings along to rap songs in your car, you're cooked. If she's on anxiety medication, you're cooked. If she's a bartender, you're cooked. If she says the dating market in her city sucks, that means she's the problem and you're cooked. If she asks you about your political views, you're cooked. If she's still on Hinge, you're cooked. If she talks bad about her ex, you're cooked. If she wears scrubs to work, you're cooked. If she smokes weed, you're cooked. If she's ever been in a fight with another girl, you're cooked. If she talks down on her dad, your is grass, gang. Let me know what I missed.
Force men to be responsible. Because they're like, well, shit. If she's not going to sleep with me unless I have over a 700 credit score, then I better get my act together. And I think that's fair, mother. I think that's a great idea. Bring your credit score to the first date. I want credit history. I need rental history for sure. Your mama can't be co-signed on it, and you gotta be at least a 720 or above, or else we're not gonna Bible study ever.
And you know, the black women that were asking the man, what are you doing with that white girl? What are you doing? What are you doing with that white girl over there? They're doing the same thing that, honestly, if she was Asian, it would still be a problem. If she was Latina, it'd still be a problem. It doesn't matter who it is. If she was light skinned and they were dark skinned, it would be a problem. If it was vice versa, it'd still be a problem. God forbid. God forbid you're in New Orleans and you know, because sometimes in New Orleans you can't tell if the woman is white or not, and she be dead, but she be black. It's a black woman, But you know, with Creole and stuff like that, is she white or not? These modern women will have a field day. They'll have a field day. Why are you not dating us? Because you didn't like me. Yeah, but you know, that doesn't mean that you don't continue to go around and try to find somebody until you get to one that likes you. Or I could just start looking around my area and say, okay, I see these women over here didn't like me. I look at this one, which is, you know, how it happens a lot of times. Modern women of different races, they take it personally, but it's really not all that personal. I think men are there's not a lot of men talking about, oh, you know, black women didn't want me. Well, I'm gonna go find me a white girl. You know, I know that there are some that say that, but I think a lot of men are like, oh, well, you know, she didn't like me. I find somebody that does. I'll take her out to eat and we see if we get to know each other. And she's like, why don't you go meet my family? And she's genuinely nice to me. Okay, yeah, I just and because there's difference in cultures. Like, say for instance, you have a black culture and white culture, or black or Hispanic or whatever have you. It's weird, but then you're like, yeah, we don't really do that, or we don't really eat that, or that's not really the way that we talk. But you know, there's a bond between us that we help each other understand each other's cultures, each other's families, and we protect each other, we fight for each other, we defend each other. That's how you get through interracial marriage, because there's a lot of people that still don't believe in it, particularly people who are old. Well, you know, we used to have this couple that they were interracial. She was white, he was black. It was an older man. He fought in the war. Pearl Harbor, I think it was World War II. Am I thinking about it right? Pearl Harbor, World War II. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he was an older guy. He was nice. He would come pick us up from school. He would take us by the gas station. Hey man, y'all want a snack? Yeah. Okay. Hey, you know, I'm dropping your kids off at home whenever we couldn't ride the bus or whatever, whatnot. So it was a really nice band. But he didn't believe in interracial marriage. And so every time, you know, there was a gathering and the interracial couple will walk by, he'd be like, well, you know, you're not supposed to be doing that, right? He's like, oh, be quiet. you know, and I'm laughing about it, but he seriously didn't believe in that. And people were seriously offended, which they should be, right? So there's some people that don't believe in it, but you know, a lot of people don't believe in a lot of things. And so you're trying to find somebody to stick it out with you and to kind of fight with you and fight for you. Right. And that's how you keep on getting these black men with white women, or a Hispanic woman or an Asian woman, because the Asian woman says, well, I don't understand everything. And some of the stuff y'all do is downright stupid to me. I hate it. But I love you enough to try to figure it out and understand it. And I've seen white women go to African cultures and then start to learn how to dancing better than some of these, you know, ladies in the culture. I'm thinking about a clip where the woman was white and, you know, she had a certain haircut, so you already knew what was up. But she was out there on the dance floor and there was a lot of women that were black. They're just looking at her sideways. It was just her and another black lady just dancing. And he's like, hey man, don't worry about who's staring at you. You get out there and dance. She was stepping. What you want me to do? Be mad like you? Scrunch my face up like you? Absolutely not.
And with no hose. Where are you? What are you?
They're doing their own thing, hanging out with their bros, playing video games, because they're often overlooked by us ladies. They're considered the nice guys. They're considered friend material. They're considered not your type. The thing is, the majority of us ladies chase after the same men. They treat us badly, and then we blame all men because of it. Maybe look at some of those men you've previously overlooked. See if they share any qualities. Maybe you need to change up who you're dating, and you'll have better results.
A lot of women say they want a strong man. They say they want a man who can lead, who knows what he wants, who makes decisions, who provides direction, all that masculine energy. But the second that kind of man actually shows up and starts taking the role, suddenly it's, don't tell me what to do. Why do you think you can control me? Who do you think you are? See the irony? You want structure, but you've been conditioned to see any form of masculine leadership as a threat. Because somewhere, maybe in your past, structure didn't feel safe. It felt like control. Maybe you had a father or a past partner who was controlling, who used power as punishment instead of protection. So now when a healthy man steps in and sets a boundary, you interpret it through the same lens of fear. But here's the truth. A healthy masculine man isn't trying to dominate you. He's trying to protect peace. He's not saying you can't do that. He's saying, I want us to move in alignment. I want to make sure we are safe. I want to build something stable. You can't keep screaming for safety and then reject the very energy that provides it. If you want to feel held, you have to stop fighting the hands that hold you. Masculine leadership, when it's healthy, isn't about control. It's about direction, clarity, and peace. And the moment you stop confusing protection with oppression, your entire experience of love will shift.
I want a high value man, and that's what I'm looking for. I feel, I'm building myself for that type of man.
Why do you want a high value man?
Because I deserve that.
You don't deserve anything.
Oh, okay.
Who are you?
God damn! Simone.
Simone deserves nothing. No one in this world deserves. Excuse me? What makes you so special? Do you deserve access to somebody else's stuff?
Nothing really makes me special to deserve access to anybody's thing but my own.
Thank you. So you don't deserve a high value man. Nobody deserves anything. We earn. How are you going to earn a high value man?
By building myself to be a high value woman.
Were you raised with your mother and father?
No, my dad was married. I had a stepmother, and my mom, I have a stepfather.
This is starting to go downhill.
No,
already.
Don't let it go downhill.
No. First, I'll check that. And this is part of the reason why high value men, they care very much about how their women think, because they're a representation of them. You come in talking about what you deserve, and it really comes down to you. And as an only child, there's something called only child syndrome. Only children tend to be very selfish. And that's what's kind of showing through right here. What value is a selfish person in a relationship to anybody, much less a high value man?
You want to know why so many men get steamrolled in family court? It's not because the system is broken. It's because men try to play the good guy. We walk in saying, I just want this to be fair. I just want this to be equitable. And the court, the lawyers, the ex, they take that kindness and they weaponize it. See, while you're trying to keep the peace, they're building a case. While you're saying, let's just work this out as adults, they're positioning every single word that you say win. Every move that you make, they're positioning it so they can win. That's why dads get crushed with child support. That's why parenting time gets ripped away. Not always because you're a bad dad, but because you went in trying to prove you're a good man. Here's the truth. Being a good man is not the same as being prepared. Fairness doesn't protect you in court. Evidence does. Boundaries do. Strategy does. I'm a certified divorce recovery coach, and I've seen too many fathers learn this the hard way. Follow me if you refuse to be another dad who gets steamrolled. Drop a comment if you learned this the hard way. And share this, because there's another dad out there who needs to hear it. I guarantee you that. And if you need coaching to get through this, the link's in my bio. You don't have to do this alone. I got you.
And I finally just want to say, I finally reached the understanding of why it is hard for men to get married. Because number one, you got to cut off all your hoes. Number two, now you got to allow yourself to fall in love for real. Number three, you got to meet people's family and ask for permission. You got to buy a ring. And then you do all of that and she can still say no. And then you get married, and if it don't work out, now she took all your money and she took the kids. Now the kids don't like you. And then you go through all of that, and then you meet another girl and she's like, well, you gonna marry me. You know what? I would never, if I was a man, I probably had to just have one in me. One. Because that does seem like a lot. It seems like a lot of effort. Like for a woman, it seems like you just kind of got to like the man. You got to love him. You got to see his potential. And all you got to do is say yes. You know what I'm saying? And then you plan the wedding and cool. But he has to go through all these mental gymnastics and these physical quests and gotta buy the perfect ring and like set it up proper. That does sound like a lot. But ultimately, it's not that I thought it's hard to get married. I've just never thought it was hard to marry me. That's all I ever thought.
This is how you lose a good man fast, because some of you are praying for the man of your dreams, but when he shows up, you're the one driving him away. The fastest way to repel a man of value is disrespect. If you embarrass him, talk down to him in front of others, he is done. Men will tolerate a lot, but they will not tolerate a woman who kills their respect. The second way is chaos. If being with you feels like a full-time job filled with drama, constant arguments, mood swings, and tests, he will not stay. A man of value does not want a second battlefield at home. He wants peace. And the third way, controlling everything. If you won't let him lead, won't trust him to make decisions, won't respect him as a whole man, then what's the point? He is not going to fight for you. He'll just leave. See, you can be beautiful, successful, and independent, but if you are disrespectful, chaotic, and controlling, no man of value will stick around. They just won't. He doesn't need to. He has options, and he will walk away from a woman who drains him. So if you really want to attract and keep the man of your dreams, don't be the woman who destroys him. Be the woman who builds him up. Be the woman who adds peace, respect, admiration, and passion, because the truth is, high-value men don't waste their time where they are not valued. And if you don't get that right, you won't just repel him. You're going to lose him forever and be alone with your cats.
This woman look at this picture every day. You crying? Why are you crying?
First of all, it's the song. I was listening to Grateful by Hezekiah Walker. But it's like,
Yes.
where you at?
I caught mommy crying.
Mommy crying?
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. What made her cry?
The picture of
Mommy
us.
is very happy. It's like, look at this, and it's not just a picture of happiness. Like, I am genuinely happy. Yes. You crying? Yeah, mommy's crying, man. Because you're happy? Yeah. I'm so grateful for you guys, for real. Just you guys in general. I'm very grateful that you guys are my kids and that daddy's my husband.
As women, we all want to complain about, oh my gosh, I'm told to respect my husband, but what if he doesn't deserve it? Like, how whatever. But at the same time, what we don't want to acknowledge is that husbands are called to for their wives. And I promise you, you don't deserve to be for.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. I certainly don't. And yet my husband is called to do that. And that is far more scary and far more permanent and far more terrifying than my calling to respect.
Yeah.
But we all want to say, oh, poor me, I have to respect my husband, and that's really hard. Girlfriend, he's called to so zip it.
The more masculine he is, the more controlling he's going to be. This doesn't mean he's going to be insecure. It means he's going to look to protect you, meaning that the things that you do are going to be something he pays attention to because he wants to make sure that it's for your best interest. And now, do you trust him? If you don't trust him, you're going to call him for controlling, and you're going to put a projection on it that he's entitled and wants to hurt you. But remember, he's the person that wants to protect you and give you everything. So don't think that that's not a valuable characteristic. Consider where that person's coming from. Are they doing it to hide from themselves, or are they doing it for your best interest? If you trust him and you feel that the intention deep down is for your own well-being, then maybe listen. The more masculine he is, the more controlling he's going to be. This doesn't mean he's going to be insecure. It means he's going to look to protect you, meaning that the things that you do are going to be something he pays attention to because he wants to make sure that it's for your best interest. And now, do you trust him? If you don't trust him, you're going to call him for controlling, and you're going to put a projection on it that he's entitled and wants to hurt you. But remember, he's the person that wants to protect you and give you everything. So don't think that that's not a valuable characteristic. Consider where that person's coming from. Are they doing it to hide from themselves, or are they doing it for your best interest? If you trust him and you feel that the intention deep down is for your own well-being, then maybe listen.
And Kevin Samuels was talking to this woman about, and she was a single mother. Oh, I deserve a high value man because of X, Y, and Z. And he kept on pinpointing until he got to, well, why is it that you deserve a high value man? Well, it's all about me. Me. And modern women, and he talked about the only child syndrome And it's really a lot of these modern women out here that make it seem like they're only children. It's all about what I'm looking for. It's all about what I want. It doesn't really matter what the man wants. Not at all. No, it's going to be my needs. It's going to be how I position things. There was another woman, I think she was on the Kendra G show, and she was saying, well, you know, I need to go ahead and find me a man. And Kendra was like, where your kids going to be at? You have kids. Where are they going to stay? Oh, they're going to be with their dad. I'm going to send them over there to their dad's house, and I'm going to find me a man. Her plan really was to find her a man, send the kids away, so I can say to the man, there's no problem. They already have a dad. They don't need you, right? But once I find me a man, if the kids want to come back, come on. Well, I thought you said the kids were over at their dad's house. Yeah, but you know, they have the right to go in and out of my house. Well, yeah, it is your house, but it's also my house. And we had an understanding, or we had an idea before we got married that this is what we were doing. Modern women want to be able to go back and forth and do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, how they want to do it. And that's what she was talking about. Well, it's all about me. Wherever I choose to prioritize myself and the kids, that's up to me. The kids gonna go second. I'm gonna go first. These modern women, these single mothers, they all think alike. That's why she can say, oh, I'm gonna send them to their dad's house because I want dad to take care of them while I take care of what I'm about to do. Right? I gotta take care of myself first. That's why you see some of these ladies. There was another lady that moved to a whole different city, went away from her kids and her husband, moved to a totally different city, got a totally different job. And when she was ready to come back, she came back. Because it's all about me, regardless if I have a family. Another woman, husband said, hey, you know, I know you said you wanted to take a 7-week vacation, but maybe you should cut it down to 2 because, you know, we do have small kids. We have young kids and it's going to be hard for me to do all this stuff. She went on a 7-week vacation anyway. And then when she came back and the man asked her for a divorce, she got upset. Well, why don't you want to have sex with me anymore? How come you don't want to be intimate with me? How come you're asking for a divorce? Because I told you, you're about to make a decision that's going to ruin your life. You're only thinking about yourself. Modern women keep on doing that crap.
When a man finally enforces his boundaries, everything changes. A woman will test you, sometimes without even realizing it. She will push, she'll provoke, she'll try to see if you actually mean what you say. And the moment you let it slide, you have just taught her that your word means nothing. Most women don't actually want to dominate you. They want to trust you, but they're testing you. They want to know that you're unshakable, that you can hold your ground even when she's emotional, reactive, or testing you, because deep down, she's not testing your patience. She's testing your strength. When a man stands firm, something shifts in her. The feminine either softens or she self-destructs. If she's healed, she'll respect it. She'll feel safe again. But if she's unhealed, she will call it control, manipulation, or toxicity, because accountability feels like punishment to a woman who's never had to face herself. Men, hold the line, not from ego, but from your integrity. When you keep allowing disrespect, chaos, or emotional outbursts just to keep the peace, you're not keeping peace. You're avoiding conflict, and avoiding conflict kills attraction faster than anything. A real man doesn't argue with emotion. He stands on his principle. He does not match her energy. He anchors through her chaos. That is when she learns respect, not through dominance, but through consistency. Because women don't trust words, they trust patterns. And when you stay solid long enough, she'll either rise into that feminine energy or reveal that she was never meant for your energy in the first place. Either way, you win because you keep your standards.
And speaking of hypergamy, men are emotionally hypergamous. Don't get me wrong, men are hypergamous in general. They're always trying to marry a woman that's better than them in every way, every conceivable way, outside of finances for the most part. But they definitely marry women who are more attractive than them and women who are smarter than them and, you know, all that type of stuff because they want a mommy. But in that same vein, men also need to be with women so that women can stabilize their emotions. The vast majority of men are ill-equipped to do the emotional lifting that it takes to be a functional adult in society. That's why single men fare way worse than married men or men in relationships. They don't have anybody there to help them regulate. That's also why if you ask a married man who is his best friend, he'll say his wife. But if you ask a married woman who is her best friend, she'll say a woman. That's also why if you ask a married woman with children, which person or people stress you out more? Most mothers are going to say the fathers. You would think the kids, but no, it's the fathers that stress the women out the most because she has to do all the emotional labor on top of all the other labor, but she has to do all the emotional labor in the relationship. And one last thing, it's easier to do the emotional labor for children. Children are way more predictable and children are way more malleable. They listen better. Talking to a man is like talking to a brick wall most of the time. And that's really frustrating when he's the person that needs the help the most. And he goes to the woman and then she gives him the help, she gives him the advice, and he still doesn't listen. Really what he wants to do is just dump all of his, traumas and whatever onto her and transfer all of that weight so that he doesn't have to bear it or carry it. And that's why it's so heavy and so stressful for the woman.
Can someone on this godforsaken app help me understand how I'm still single? People say, oh, maybe you have too high of standards. I don't think I do. I think I have quite low standards, okay? All I want is a man who is funny and kind and bald. Just completely hairless, actually, from head to toe. Has zero ties to the state of Kentucky. Nobody really knows where he was on 9/11. Completely illiterate. Could perhaps be radioactive. Constantly drunk. 24/7. He's illegally blind, but his third eye is wide open. Now, I'm not saying this one's a requirement, but it would be nice to have a man who knows the Muffin Man. He's allergic to penicillin. He can completely unhinge his jaw. His taste in music can be best described as like a dentist office funk. Addicted to gambling, like 7 feet tall, 2 black eyes, and I think that's it. I'm telling y'all, my standards are not that high. Just rise to meet them. Fuck, dude. Oh, I almost forgot. He has to have a big ol' hog.
So you're telling me that a woman has to go work like a man every day, and a man goes work, and he's tired when he gets home. And a woman's not tired. She has to clean, cook, do the dishes, do the laundry. Are you kidding me?
This type of women are the ones the government is looking for, and not for the good reason. You see, people who constantly challenge men, insist on being equal, and call themselves independent feminists often struggle to maintain stable marriages because men are naturally meant to lead in a family. This has long-term effects on population growth, and it also benefits the government financially. When you choose to work like a man, you pay taxes just like he does. Double contribution to the system. And the chores you're avoiding at home, cooking, cleaning, taking care of your children, don't disappear. You end up paying for daycare, housekeepers, or other services to replace what you once did yourself. In the end, you're working not just to earn, but to fund the very responsibilities you tried to avoid. The irony is clear. In rejecting traditional roles completely, you make your life more expensive and stressful, while the government and economy quietly profit from it.
Too many women out here that would be willing to leave their husbands if they lost their jobs and became financially unstable.
No, I know who I chose. Even if Brock loses everything, and I mean everything, he's too resourceful and he's too smart. So he might be down. He might be down for a season. The season might be a year, maybe even 2. Good thing for me, I ain't broke and I ain't struggling. So we gonna be okay. And please believe when he gets back up, he's gonna get back up. So I feel like that comes back to who you chose. Are you with a bum that's just okay being down for the rest of their life and they committed to that? Or are you with a person that took a blow? I think there's a huge difference, personally. If he is on a down time where it's a struggle for him to have to pay the mortgage, then clearly I'm stepping in. There's no question about that. But if he is living his merry life, I'm living mine, we both, it's our money. It's one bank account. I personally don't. I don't
One
see
bank
it.
account is different than he's paying for everything.
Yeah, Sarah. Well, one bank account, he's still paying the mortgage because we married. It's different when you're married versus when you're not.
I feel like women these days they won't even do the joint. They don't want to do. They want their pile, and then his pile is our pile, and that's the thing that makes it scary for men.
So for me, I don't see myself paying the mortgage because he don't see me paying the mortgage. I don't pay the mortgage at all unless times get crazy. That's what I think.
This is the sad reality for men. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed there? Everyone there would have been running to her aid, but not for that dude. And the sad reality for most men is that nobody is coming to help you. No one's going to save you. That's how it's always been and how it always will be. And we can either complain about it or just accept it as the facts of life and grow strong enough to be able to deal with it and overcome it. Because 9 out of 10 times, if you get attacked by a woman and even attempt to fight back, you're going to jail. Sometimes even if you don't fight back. So once again, I cannot stress this enough. The woman you choose is going to be one of the most important decisions you will ever make in your life. And if she's combative and argumentative, it will likely be one of the worst decisions you ever make.
Ladies, I'm going to tell you a big secret about very wealthy men in the early days of dating them when they've gone on a trip and they're sending you these photos. Okay, this is what I know firsthand from behind the scenes of my matchmaking business, and I'm going to share that intel with you right now. Hang on. I actually had this scenario come up recently with one of the ladies that I was working with in my coaching program. And essentially she's like, oh yeah, he's on a yacht right now with his buddies. They're doing a fishing trip and he keeps sending me pictures. And I said, listen, here's what I know about these guys. Lean in, ladies. There's women on that boat. Those guys are not doing, they don't have a gorgeous yacht and they've gone to some exotic location and they're just all men on the boat. Nope. They're taking pictures so that it looks like there's not ladies on the boat. But I guarantee you, these men are not going on these holiday vacations. They're not going on the yacht. They're not taking the plane somewhere exotic and gorgeous or fun and beautiful with just dudes. It's not happening. There are ladies there. They have dates with them. They just don't put them in the pictures so that they can then make you think you are the one and only lady they got cooking. Well, that is not the truth. If he's going away on a holiday vacation, just already know, listen, you don't know him that well. Hopefully you haven't, dated him that long, but he is not going just with the guys. And oftentimes, even with family, they bring dates along. They do. And I know this from years of doing this matchmaking for these guys. And I know what goes on behind the scenes. So, happy holidays. I hope this helps.
I think, once again, people continue to give men a bad rap. Even men, understanding what men go through. Well, he just really wants her to cook and clean, and he's not really emotionally there for her. She has to bear all of the weight. It's honesty and truth, it's just not true. It's just not true. And you listen to this type of stuff and it's pure ignorance and you're disappointed because all of the stuff, he's not emotional. If you ask a man, basically one of the things that was being said is if you ask a man who his best friend is, he's probably going to say his wife. And if you ask a woman who her best friend is, she's probably going to say a girl or like one of her ladies or something like that. Yes, because a lot of times modern women are not thinking about the person that's taking care of them, the person that's protecting and providing. They put that, a lot of married women will put that man in a different category. They'll be like, well, your husband isn't your best friend. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, he's my best friend, but he's my husband. I thought you were talking about somebody, like another friend, like somebody outside of the relationship. Of course, my husband is, we share everything, we do everything. I thought you were talking about somebody else, like something outside of that. So that's one possibility. I think a lot of times men are actually doing just as much emotional labor as women are. It's just that because men don't really talk about it, then they don't think that men are feeling anything inside because they don't share a lot of stuff that they're going through. They don't feel anything inside. So you're automatically assuming, well, because I'm the only one that shows up here to talk, I'm the only one that's going through anything, right? I can see what you're saying, but you're still wrong. You know what I mean? Like if you say McDonald's is putting on an event to where, you get a free hamburger and only you show up for the free hamburger. Well, I guess I'm the only one who wanted a free hamburger. Nobody else did. It's not true. Other people are working. Other people might be sick. Other people might not be able to get a ride. Well, why don't you just order it? Because it's too expensive. Too expensive to order just a hamburger. Delivery fees and all these other things. There's a lot of other factors that might go into me not being able to go and get a hamburger like I want. Same type of concept with emotions and a lot of other stuff that goes on around the house. If a woman is not asking, and when I say asking and then leaving space for her man to speak and him not being judged, and it might take a little bit, because I know modern women are like, well, I just want you to go ahead and tell me what it is. Just go ahead and give it to me and just let it out. Well, a man, because he's out there fighting so much, and this is what a man means when he says, I need you to bring me peace. I need to be able to feel peace. No, that's your job to give me peace. Okay, let's say it's both of us. Let's say it's both of our jobs to bring each other peace, not just the man, right? When I come home from doing a whole lot of stuff, I have to come down off of what I've been through and say, okay, I'm walking in the house. What does everybody need? I'm good, right? You have to be able to allow that man to talk to you, to kind of release his feelings to you and say, okay, I talked to him and nothing leaves this room. And I would even venture to say this. There are some things that a man goes through that you might mention to his friends and say, hey, Randy's been going through X, Y, and Z. He don't want me to tell nobody, but he really needs help. Can you please reach out to him? Yeah, for sure. Hey, bud, what's going on? How you doing? Wife told me you needed somebody. I'm on my way, man. Oh, why did it? Oh, man, I'm so sorry. My wife told you that. No, man, don't worry about it. I'm glad she told me, because now I know that you need me. I'm here for you, man. Hey, the boys are coming down. Oh, man, you guys didn't have to come. That's probably what they're going to say. Man, you guys didn't have to come down here for me. I'm all right. No, man, we got you. I can see in those instances, but a lot of times guys are out here by themselves. Y'all thinking, oh, man, you say something dumb like men are emotionally hypergamous. That's not true. Men need a place to lodge their emotions. Right here in a safe, protected. Now, what you might be talking about is some of these guys out here, Chad and Tyrone, and even outside of those guys that, I want to be involved with this woman, or I want to be involved with that woman, or I want to be involved with this. That's not the majority of men. And I think you know that. But modern women and some of these men who say this type of stupid stuff, that's what they say. Oh, men, the only thing that they can do better than women is provide financially. They're not good in 90% of the other areas. If you just use your brain, then that's not true.